Back to game number 2 here in this best of 3. 10-20 and GeekFam. Game 1 was quite action-packed, very bloody indeed. 10-20 proving to be quite resilient here with the draft that they went for, but ultimately, well, one team fight loss, leading into the full fight gave GeekFam the opportunity to capitalize on the advantage, break high ground, and move on from there. My name is Dragondrop. This time around, I'm joined by Corelty on the co-casting mic. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hi everyone, how's it going?
I don't know about you, but I'm doing great, even though it's way too early for me.
It's 6 AM here.
Yeah, it's
all good.
It's only noon for me, so maybe I shouldn't be talking, but hey. Normally I just get up at this point. Hashtag unemployed life, etc, etc.
Woohoo.
I don't know how much you actually saw of that last game.
I've seen half of it.
So if this next game is anything like that, then we're in for another treat.
Yeah.
So many kills, so much action happening. Not very even trades for the most part.
It's kind of games that no matter how they go, you always feel like the other team can make their comeback. Like, oh, well, this team got a 15k gold lead at 15 minutes, 20 minutes, so pretty one-sided. But now we should have very good action.
Seeing a similar draft here right now from GeekFam. The Venomots and added up the Warlock. So is that the kind of adjustment that they need to make? Just some more fights, some more like big combos.
10 seconds remaining.
That's very scary amounts of damage with the Venomancer just on his own is just absurd amounts of damage to throw the fatal bounce on their entire enemy team, and oh boy. Basically just doubled up the effectiveness of Poison Nova and the Gale.
I wonder if they want to ban out the Juggernaut now, because that healing water in the last game has prevented a lot of these extra kills that you would get with the Venomancer. Damage over time.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea at all. I wonder if they're going to go back for the Batrider.
Yeah. It's kind of a bit dangerous, I guess, when you're going on targets like the Venomancer. You drag the Venomancer in, if you don't kill him right away, you have to follow it already. Then
you basically like gave Venomancer his perfect initiation for his Poison Nova.
At the same time, you do have the Invoker going on such GeekFam Earthspirit as well, so they're starting off with that same combo, which has been extremely effective in the last game. And Batrider would fit well into that because you have that easy setup for Sunstrike. Link in with the lasso, not necessarily using it to drag anybody out of control, but just to keep them in place for the day. So I can definitely see them. This depends on how worried they are about like 10-20's counterplay potential. Still a few heroes in there that that would counter out the Batrider, and of course it's also being banned banned right now, so it doesn't matter at all what we just said.
Woohoo! If only we could predict the future. We'll make these drafts so entertaining. Oh, yeah. Oh, they're not going to pick Batrider because it's getting banned for it.
10 seconds remaining.
We'll also know the entire draft before it happens, so
yeah.
Why bother?
5 seconds.
Well, at least we know 2 minutes before everyone else on the stream, so that's something.
So you can just gloat at the chat, haha, I know things that you don't. Jeez. Enchantress, extremely interesting pick, I like it. Very aggressive early game. Oh jeez, my words. Just playmaker, lane winner.
A lot of early and mid game presence here. Party. Need to get your levels on the Warlock and the Venomancer as well. The max level Plague Wards here 10 to 15 minutes in was impossible to deal with for so with that, as well as Enchantress now, of course, as well, as I said, they can pressure down tier 1s very early on. GeekFam right now, they have very limited deep push potential, or counter push potential at that point. Shadow Shaman with the Shock is the closest thing. Ether Shock, yeah.
Yeah, but it also leaves him very vulnerable because it's not exactly the biggest cast range nuke in the game. But that pick still secures them just super easy push. Basically, every time you win a team fight and the enemy team is incapable of defending their towers, you just drop the separate wards, and that's it, free tower.
Also gives him a little of extra control. Deal with the Venomancer, prevent him from getting well and team fight if you find the drop on him. And with the Troll Warlord as well, similar idea, and all in conjunction with the Invoker Sunstrikes. If they're able to combo that up well time around 2, then they could maybe get themselves off to a good start in the early game. Try and prevent this whole combo from 10-20, catch them off guard and unprepared.
It is a quite smart Weaver pick as well, because I was thinking in the terms of Shadow Shaman Shackles, and I was like, what exactly can cancel these Shackles right now? We have Warlock's ult and Troll Warlord bashing. So there's really not a lot of hard lockdown on the team of 10-20, so Weaver is going to have a pretty fun game. The only thing he needs to be aware of is still, despite having time-lapse, Venomancer's damage over time is still a big threat. But overall, the pick should do some work this game.
Can time-lapse the damage, but you can't actually get that debuff off of you. It'd be a bit of an issue, right? Right now, they, as a Juggernaut, they don't really have the same kind of healing potential on the team just yet, so for the offlaner, do you think they would go for someone like an Aura guy, like, yeah, the Underlord has been banned out, but someone like him that'll build a mechanism?
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. That would strengthen their push potential.
Well, it wasn't for the single target, or would maybe say Dux here. A decent combo with the Earth Spirit early on, just dropping that on him. Of extra kill potential, then vacuum into the Earth Spirit combo and the Invoker. Could be something that they're looking at.
No, it's a stable pick. He will always get his own farm. Will always have a good impact on the game. Can never go wrong with that hero. But what else could he go for?
I was a fan of Tidehunter.
Maybe straight up a Clockwork, just to isolate picks.
Oh yeah. If Clockwork has been banned out in the first phase last game, through.
Oh, it was assumed that Sears picked or he got banned somewhere. And then turns out he was just ignored here, so might be a good pick.
I like that idea, yeah. A lot of extra initiation. It's another setup for the Sunstrikes. And how to deal with an for Venomancer, which I assume. Actually, a good question, yeah. It's gonna be a Venomancer 1 position or Troll Warlords?
They can basically lane the way that they predict the enemy team is going to, and just be reactive. Try to lane the Venomancer against the Weaver.
Or some sort of aggressive lane.
Instead of a flaner, they decided to go for the Centaur Warrunner, which is quite interesting. Gives them much more mobility. Once he has a Blink Dagger, he can actually be the initiation hero for this team.
Also one of these heroes that can easily build into a pipe. So I would imagine him to finish that one off instead of just leaving at the hood. Now the Earthshaker.
Ooh.
That's pretty much the best pick that they could have gotten here, because you were saying earlier how they lack lockdown. Earthshaker has that in spades and then some.
The hero isn't made of lockdown, so problem solved.
Yeah. So it looks like Fixer's picking up the Troll Warlord, so he was playing mid last game. Be the case here as well. And a home the Venomancer.
So probably a safe lane Venom.
Yep. The last time they ran it aggressively, but I think this is more of a reaction to how GeekFam were laning. Time around though,
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know, do you see GeekFam go aggro here? Put the Centaur War on the safe and then
5 seconds
lane top?
Yeah, I think they do need to aggro and force 10-20 to react to their pressure. Force the Enchantress to always stick around and try to deal with them instead of pressuring mid in the offlane. Or get farm of her own.
Make a lot of sense, right? I mean, Venomancer very vulnerable. Managed to get on top of him. Warlock is decent against solo offliners, just spamming W and just being efficiently. But against tri lanes, he is underwhelming to say the least. So
yeah, one of Venom's strengths is when you're unable to trade with him properly. Like every time you're just going to trade hits, he's going to come on top if he has like it's level 3 and he has 2 points in his poison sting. Just a lot of free damage, especially for the Centaur runner. Was one of his defense mechanism is just having that first point in return that helps him trade. But if you just get poisoned, you don't trade as well.
The overlay here, so know who you are.
Awesome.
Alright. Game number 2, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, GeekFam, they did win game number 1. They also have to win this one. Or the third one here if goes to the full length or best of 3. And okay, that's a good start. If they can find the sexy Bambo with follow-up slow, with the fissure, everything being dropped. That'll be the first blood for A. Right off the bat. So, extra gold. Bounty rune on the way.
At least Bamboo managed to drop the sentry that's going to be able to spot that observer ward that was placed by the Enchantress earlier. They both smoked to go early on to place wards there, and they just barely missed each other.
Might just be able to pick that one up if he finds it. But yeah, so GeekFam this time around on the Radiant side. Fixes on the Troll Warlord, but he going safe lane? Looks like it, so they're switching roles a little bit.
That's the mid Venom after all.
Yeah, how does this change things?
Invoker is going to be pretty sad at the spam of Plague Wards, probably. As for the top lane, it gives a much easier lane for the Centaur, really, to be able to get some farm.
I mean,
the pressure of the Warlock, though.
I think Centaur should still be able to get some levels here with just the 2 heroes up here.
Definitely,
and
it's
middle lane,
really
yeah,
hard to zone.
This is just gonna happen. Raji will just prey on the Venom Answer much more easily than he would on the Troll Warlord, especially as level 1 with first point up into the Gale. It's a great slow, but it's really no damage to speak of.
Yeah, that's all you do. You throw the Gale and you run when you're level 1. So it's a time to pressure that Venom. Can do nothing. We have Enchantress trying to pressure the mid lane with the Satyr, Manstealer, spamming the mana burn. And now that's going to make Earth Spirit very sad, even though they get the kill on the creep.
Gotta try and counter that out somehow, but this stance he still has like 3 rolls left in him. Maybe if he stokes level 2 off this mid lane, then you have that follow-up available as well. Gonna be down to Insidicy to counter it out. He has a big Satyr now with the Shockwave. Raji will be caught by that and dropping very, very low. Might actually die here, but he gets the roll out. So then the Shockwave can come.
Oh, in top lane, Centaur is almost getting exactly what he wants, which is a lane that's going to push very hard. So he's going to get his level 2 pretty easily. On the opposite side, Earthshaker is almost just leeching experience from the trees.
Even though he's on the wrong side of town, Tuli. All you use the fissure and, well, this is not your lane. This is not your tower. CDC does get Invoker though in the middle lane while that was happening. Raji with a rotation down bottom. Couldn't help out, so 1-for-1 trade across. Guess it's base created.
A very important pick on the Invoker, with the rotation of the Enchantress with the Satyr and the Hellbear. Once you land the Gale, not much Invoker can do, and it's just a free kill.
That is the big strength of the Enchantress, just being able to get multiple creeps early on. There's another slow on Raji, followed there from A. The roll will not be blocked by the creep. Or at least they force him back once again and 2D. And Sexy Bambo, of course. Even his Nerve Shake, I don't think he can trade all the time against the Shadow Shaman at this point.
Oh, he cannot. Shadow Shaman just hurts way too much.
Middle tower is under attack.
Really want to kill him though. Back up low.
Well, Shadow Shaman's boots. Earthshaker is just way too fast. He can't catch up.
330 versus 355, yeah. But on the other side, if you do manage to get the shackles off, if Sionix is close enough for a little bit of follow-up damage, you can also count on the Sunstrike to come through. That should be enough damage to finish off Tooty, so he's not even exposing himself to that. And Raji, oh not again. He gets stunned up, 2 heroes up against him, they have the follow-up net. Rotating around him here, and they block the roll just in time. But he's actually still alive. Now Sexy Bamboo comes through, there it is. Shackles into the Sunstrike here, doing a good amount of damage towards C2C, who's still pretty damn fast on his feet. So we will get the last hit on Roger, maybe not. The Brutal Creeps actually get the kill, and now Teehee, well, Cold Snap, no follow-up damage though, so it won't actually catch Insidious C. He's still alive somehow. Well, makes his attendance. Yeah. Not even that, it's just straight up base region and the tangos. So. Oh. And now region rune, are you freaking kidding me? It will be cancelled though, and now Sexy Bamboo might pay with his life for it though.
Oh, definitely.
2 points up in the gale, a couple right clicks, another neutral deny, maybe, yeah, there it is.
Wow. That is some bullshit. But hey, when it happens to you, just take it.
At this point, I would first skip and the RNG gods. Sure. But yeah, anyway, do you think that 1020 is still getting enough pressure down here on this mid lane?
Not quite, I don't think. Invoker's still doing pretty fine, I feel.
What I thought top lane Vela. Fall up there with a stone as they go on him. Actually no damage coming out from these couple of heroes, so can actually prevent this tower push with the help of the Enchantress coming through with a big Satyr. So the rotations being forced out, so this will fall eventually. Will it?
The problem that 1020 had with pressuring the mid lane is that most of Enchantress' rotation were just spotted by the Roger on the Earth Spirit. And then they just went on him instead of going on the Invoker, so he just rolled away at low HP, but the Invoker was actually like wary that he was about to get ganged, so he just played in consequence. So he only managed to die once.
Oh.
I mean, while he's just farming at an equal pace in the Veno in the mid lane.
The net worth are not too far off, about 500 gold. So now with these extra points in Exhort, you can have a bigger powered Sunstrike too, so you might be able to pick up some kills across the map here. Even the middle lane here, there it is. The Infused Raindrops trying to help out. Venomancer pops the ultimate, pops the Gale, it's level 2, doing a good amount of damage here, so they will get the trade. 1-1, 1-2 maybe is Teehee. Well, still super slow, and Lobby helping out with a couple of extra right clicks. Not worth.
2 points in the Gale with a Poison Nova is just too strong.
It's been a while since I've seen a Venomancer go for anything but the ward build. That's the 1 point into it just for value, for vision, I guess. Don't want to spam them out, because then they'll just get farmed.
It's basically almost just a vehicle to cast Poison Sting from afar.
That too, yeah.
Just the vision. It's just that Gale right now does so much damage. If I'm correct, it's still 600 damage when maxed. And sure, that damage is dealt over 15 seconds, but still, it's an excellent team fight. It does serious work.
It is still really strong, and that is another roll comes through. They're gonna try again. Used Raindrops, only blocking so much, and this time around A doesn't have that immediate help coming through, so he will die without raid. And Tooty though, as I say that, they're all super slowed here by Lobby, and now follow from the city CT, he will take a spell. Spoke too soon. Head up, people.
doing some serious work here.
The bonds end up, people. That's this Warlock. Make a big impact even without his chaotic offering. Alright, so what's the silver lining here for GeekFam? The middle lane not nearly going as well this game as compared to last game. What they do have though is a free farming Weaver. When you see Sionix, you have a like rotate around, try to have a bigger impact.
Still very hit or miss if you make a Weaver in the early game rotate to try to get some kills, because he really needs to land them. If he only gets asses most of the time, it's just not enough for Weaver to make it worth it for the early rotation. Oh, they actually get it denied in mid-tower.
Yep, and now they're all onto the silence down the Warlock. Sionix, he did make the rotation, so we'll see what they make with that. And they will get the kill on Insidious C, and the rest of 1020. Not the one to engage into that, so this is what you were just talking about, right? These easy ones.
Yeah. Absolutely. And now the Weaver is actually rotating with his DD rune. If he gets a proper setup, might be able to get a kill on the Earthshaker if he shows himself at the tower.
Trying up. Way down bottom.
He's very tight in time though. DD's almost halfway done.
I think they'll have that for his kill, but still, again, I don't think that necessarily need it if they have the Sunstrike. He has it invoked, so getting ready for something. Get A again in mid.
Yeah, it's possible. Though with the amount of Plague Ward stats now, level 3, it's pretty scary to actually try to dive him. Basically the same thing that happened a few minutes earlier when the Earth Spirit and the Invoker tried to kill him is just going to happen. You're going to get Gale, Poison Nova, and then the Plague Wards are going to do some serious work.
Yep.
So it's quite scary. It's one of the problems that make mid Veno such a problem once he gets levels. Oh.
Oh, what?
Well,
I missed
if this happens, then it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Usually, what I was about to say is that the Veno, once he gets lots of levels, he just builds his own little bastion of Plague Wards on his high ground. And if you want to kill him, you need to just blow him up exactly like that. Meanwhile, we...
Well, it's just straight up walk up towards the Shadow Shaman with 3 heroes, and that'll be that.
Classic wraparound kill with a tornado for the vision.
I do like how they just sent Teehee into the jungle. Now has his Hand of Midas. It's still a decent time despite his deaths. They just put Sionix in the middle lane to take over and keep the pressure up there while giving some more space to the supports down bottom. Of course, Sexy Bambo, he did take a spill, but he went for another tower deny, and that was a mistake.
Oh.
He will probably die here despite that extra help from the Centaur coming through, but at the same time they also use it to try and initiate onto fixes. At this point it's a very tanky troll warlord. Keep your rotations, no way to actually finish off that kill. And Teehee, oh, the fissure block right on the money. But no one else intercepts.
They're not going to be able to do much with that. They're just mildly inconveniencing him, forcing him to go all the way around.
Try and put a scare in him. So, is anything keeping 1020 now from just keeping the pressure up? I mean, we have a Troll Warlord with the Vlads. We have an Enchantress. We have level 6 on Warlock now as well.
Basically, the Big Dagger on the Centaur. That's a scary element that can actually help in land the Invoker combo or just a really big kick stone. Oh.
Gonna start off and fix the Sunstrike will finish him up. The Echo Slam turns around with a lot of extra damage, but not enough to actually get any sort of counter kill until A comes through the zone, and that'll make sure that GeekFam will not want to continue this. Most of their heroes, but 1020 also not in position to capitalize off of that. But unfortunate.
That was quite a pick. That was exactly what GeekFam needed. Just blow up this Troll Warlord before anything else can happen.
It's coming out kind of staggered together. Good at GeekFam actually able to dodge. Okay.
For the most part, if Troll dies, their push dies straight up. Meanwhile, GeekFam has a more diverse lineup than that. Even if Veno what am I saying? Even if Weaver dies, Invoker pretty good pushing. Shadow Shaman, all he needs to have is Plague Wards and a tower that falls. So in that way, GeekFam is a lot more versatile in their ways to be able to push.
Velo. Maybe biting off a bit more than you could chew. The Sunstrike will be shared among 2 heroes. Wouldn't have been enough either way, I don't think. Kill on Sidious. He would have at least tank enough to withstand this without any further control coming out. Even mid though? Okay, A. He's down to half health. He's so dead. Trying to TP out though, maybe? Wow, okay. Sexy Bambo, not in range.
What a shame. But yeah, every time that a Centaur ult is involved into trying to
Centaur Warlord Raji with the follow-up roll into the Shackles into Sunstrike. This is so fast when it works together.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you said,
as I was going to say, every time they want to try to get a pick off on someone and Earthshaker is not present, then Centaur is just going to ult and they're going to just leave. There's nothing you can do about it.
He loves Louis there, but didn't commit for it fully. And dropping very low, but Amon's in the middle of that would have been easily able to evade out of it. So GeekFam with that blink, with these quick picks, able to stabilize and get back into the lead. Comes the net worth. First time this game actually was pretty strong.
Absolutely. Well, Earthshaker forcing, trying to force the Radiant to pay attention to him, to create space, but GeekFam playing smart, know that their entire team is nearby, so they don't exactly want to force a fight when they don't have to.
Don't have a lot of vision out. In fact, 0 wards from the side of GeekFam out on the map right now. Did the Sky actually catch them? I think they did, but yeah, everyone's showing down bottom. The intentions are very clear for 10-20. They finally want to kill off this tier 2. Will be able to, eventually. And though they're splitting on 2 lanes at the same time.
They should be able to do some serious damage to both towers. Just Invoker with the Alacrity is going to do half the tower easily. In the mid lane, just a Weaver with the double damage. Just has to be protected and should be able to do half of that tower as well.
Come through. Half damage to tier 2 mid, that'll be the end of that. Teehee also pretty close to that, and question now becomes, GeekFam want to force a fight here. They will not have the Shadow Shaman.
They keep needing to find these pickups though.
Yeah, would be a good one. So close to Blink Dagger, so we can kill him off now in the middle of that. This next to Libby like this, they find a stun only on the Warlocks. Oh, nice little stone, preventing Meter Fisher from going through, so they bring down the Warlock support. No rock for this fight now, as you said. Well, just press R for free to get out of jail card. Get out of jail free card, you know what I mean.
Because at that point, the only thing stopping him is going to be the Earthshaker Fisher, and he started with it, so...
Mix? Okay. He's okay.
He's a Weaver, he'll be fine.
But he's still sitting around. I mean, so is Velo. He's playing with the Venomonster. Meanwhile, the initiation comes through. They're onto the Troll Warlord. Onyx and Raji should actually barely have enough damage. Maybe not, though. That's the combo. Raji linked to the creeps, so he'll die. But Onyx did not get caught by these fatal bonds. Or the ultimate Poison Nova, for that matter. And now, Vix is being healed up. There's also Shrine available. There's no way they get this kill.
Oh.
Elo, what are you doing there? What?
He blinked in to do the stun in the double edge combo, but I don't think he was expecting the Shrine to be up. Basically happened at roughly the same time, so that was a pretty sad mistake, sadly.
Should have seen that, but yeah, very bold play in any case.
Well, the Shrine would have straight up just murdered the Troll, which would have been a very good trade.
Oh. Sunstrike will scout out the Rosh 10 right away and keep 10-20. GeekFam have some time to reset. Change the strategy. Yeah, Teehee. He was at like what, 2 and 3 earlier, now he's at 5 and 3, so he's definitely benefiting from the way this game has developed. Sticking to the jungle for the most part and solo pushing lanes away. Health, Sunstrikes here and there. Now, he has the Aghanim Scepter to work with already.
Once he's no longer like constricted to be stuck in the lane with the Veno pressuring him, then you can just farm normally and everything's good. They're actually going to go for the Roshan here. Which is quite difficult for 10-20 to contest actually.
Yep. Some good damage here with the bug nibbling away at the armor, just the casual Blightstone.
I don't believe they even know that they're doing the rush.
It appears so, yeah. If they're all grouped up, they know that they're not necessarily in the jungle. They had 2 smokes on the walk, but they just didn't make the call quickly enough. And now, speaking of smokes, GeekFam.
I think they were probably gathering because of the Veno pushing. Probably just smoke and wait behind Veno, just protect him and like him acting as bait.
Smoke will break immediately here. Both teams running into each other, but Tootie, well, he gets stunned before he can actually blink. So now, once again, they get the instant pop on the Warlock. And the runaway. It was supposed to be a
Now
blink
they can
reveal from the
fight up.
Earthshaker, but so far, Goody has had to keep to himself. And now the next one on the list, combo onto a Invoker, helping to bring him down. Sionix will top the Aegis, but now the Blink Stomp will barely miss. Goody getting the defensive utility from that.
Dire's top tower
Quite
Here's
good
no
pickups for GeekFam.
They get anything
Especially
else off of this? Pressure on top, pressure on mid, yeah.
is under attack.
Yeah.
Oh, Shadow Shaman just casually taking tower because he has his plague wards. The tower is probably going to be their next objective, since now's the time to actually apply pressure now that you don't have to deal with Veno.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Ammo was playing exactly like this in Crystal Maiden last game as well. Always behind the lines, always just trying to make something happen. Then Shaman, of course, you have that added benefit of being able to take down towers. Yeah, the team lets you.
Yeah. If you ignore him for too long, it's going to take your buildings, and you're going to be really sad and wonder, oh my god, why did the 5 position just single-handedly take a tier 3? Oh no.
Yeah, it's gonna have to look behind the backs, behind the shoulders, and that. Yeah, they keep grouping up, right? They haven't really been able to get the big teamfight combo off, but it's clear that they want to try. They're looking for that, and if it lands, I'm pretty sure GeekFam still dies.
Radiant's
I'm
middle tower
actually
is under
pretty,
attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
how to say it? I find it a bit strange that Venomancer is going back for the Garden Greaves after all this. Of him, out of all heroes, being the main builder.
Right. What's curious how Velo is still not spotted. He's just finding this perfect little nook inside the trees. Now it'll be spotted by the Observer. What is the... Oh, it's already down though, so 10-20. Get away with that.
Meanwhile,
one for free.
Bambo doing Bambo things in the
God.
bottom lane. Looking to drop the Serpent Wars again in their tower. And now that the rotations are happening, it's probably not meant to be.
Might just stick around here for a while. See what he can do.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Right. So far,
Wondering
so
if
good.
Enchantress is not going to place the exact same ward that Bambo placed to spot him trying to split push. That's why.
Right back to the job. Rotation is out towards the top lane as the rest of GeekFam rushing that one in a little bit. This is just so annoying to deal with.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, they're going for it.
Oh, there it is. The Sunsfire comes through. He gets the ultimate off, and now the Link, the Drock being dropped, and Vela, well, gets his own ultimate off to make sure that he survives, but himself, I have to give his life for it. Actually,
Once
still
again,
alright
here,
though, isn't it?
You're pretty fine with the trade.
Bottom lane, look at this, fixes. Right on top of the Serpent Wards here, as well as the Earthbound ultimate. He gets the matches, he gets the kill before he dies himself. Is he going to die? He's still
Oh,
he
he
kept
should-
alive, but he
oh.
heals. Bambo, okay, there it is. Barely enough mana for the zap. Wasn't gonna let this one go. Wards will all be farmed up, and he's screaming.
How are they having so much problem finding him?
I don't know, dude. Bambo things.
It's all good. The blinking to finish out the troll aura, totally worth it. It's actually impressive that, like, right now, Bambo is actually the 5th highest net worth, above even his own offlaner.
Like super greedy. The thing that's missing is the Midas this game.
Pretty much, and he's actually going for the refresher. He has the recipe and the Ring of Hell already bought. So 3 pieces to go.
I don't know if I agree with the recipe first kind of idea, but I guess it's very costly.
Yeah. Well, when you're Shadow Shamans, sometimes you're not sure if you're ever going to be able to have that kind of money. It's like 1.8k gold at once. So if you can, and you really want an item, may as well get the hard part done. And it's not like the rings of regen or like the void stones are going to really be a massive game changer right now.
True.
It's nice, but it's nothing more.
Now here, as a result, he also has a very easy build-up going forward. These 50 gold each, zones of ring.
Yep. It's not exactly difficult to get the 150 gold. 850. Well.
Well, 850 a little bit more difficult than 150, I would say, but yeah. I think we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Alright, so once he has that, he'll just be able to once again keep doing what he's been doing so far, except more efficiently. So 1020, just one moment of not watching out, suddenly you have 2 sets of wards on duty 3 while you're fighting somewhere else.
One set of wards is not exactly the scariest thing, because like most ranged heroes can just deal with it.
Oh god, there it is again! They instantly find the Venomounts, and this time he has no chance of getting his ultimate off. Sionix that's linked up with a few people, but he will be able to get Lobby in exchange and avoid taking some damage for a little while. Meanwhile, 1020 is still looking for more 2D. Has a Shadow Blade. Sexy Bambo. Has another blink in a couple of seconds. GeekFam still want to fight. Another round. There it is. A stumble miss here on both heroes. So now, alright. Better get the hell out of there. With that ultimate, it's down to very low health at this point. So now, GeekFam might want to think twice here. Raji finds a few heroes. They'll get the ultimate. Signs off on 2. Cold Snap. On top of that, here on the Troll Warrior. And now Sexy Bambo. That's the wards on the high ground. Hard to kind of bring down, and will be enough to finish off the Troll Warrior. Help with it anyway. Sionix in the backline just waiting to intercept anybody that they can find. That'll secure the tier 2 after all.
Yeah, really well played from GeekFam. I was thinking that the back off since their main initiation was unable to keep fighting, but they just found a superior way.
Base kind of restricting there, GeekFam. Grab more and more firmer hold on this game.
And he makes Bambo even closer and closer to his refresher. And as I was saying, like, one set of Plague Wards is easy to deal with for most ranged heroes, but 2 sets, they're just going to just change target and focus down the hero, and then you just cannot kill them because they're going to kill you first.
Yep.
So because that pressure, you just feel like, well, they have double the Plague Wards, and I cannot, what am I saying? Separate wards, and cannot deal with them, so they just casually take towers.
Real possibility going forward, and I feel like it's on 1020 to just try and find an engagement even outside of the base. That isn't even a possibility. Try and keep the lanes pushed out, and then just try and find something with Shadow Blade and the Earthshake. I mean, 2D is trying, but he's been unsuccessful thus far. Always been 1020 who's been initiated on first.
No, exactly. It's always the Centaur that finds these picks. Also, GeekFam are positioning themselves to be able to find these initiations. It's always 1020, just their initiators are never really ready to counter-initiate, I feel.
They have also zero vision here, another blink, another stomp. No instant follow-up this time around, so you're just trying to bait on some spells until Invoker follows up here with a Tornado. Sunstrike will miss. Now Mechanism. I'm alive for now, but Troll Warlord still so low with the extra couple of right clicks from Sionix. Now they want to chase, they want to find more Velo with the ultimate. Making sure they can at least keep up. Don't find any extra control until Bambo comes in with the Hex, but that's the entire formation from 1020. Now Sionix. Oh, bit of trouble actually. Can he get the time lapse off? No, he can't with the Echo Slam. Beauty.
Forcing him back from the Weaver, finally. That is huge.
Into the shrine here, Raji. Going out the ultimate only on 1. Nev fixes. Still, he's healthy again. Able to turn things around. Sexy Bambo dropping low and low. He should end up falling. Velo and Raji. Yeah, dealing with 2D in the side. And okay, Sionix still cleaning house together with the Invoker in the backline. So that'll still end up being a good fight for GeekFam somehow. They only lost the Shadow Shaman here. They might lose Centaur, but that's. He'll be able to TP back. Sionix though, well, time is forced out. TP from A. Nothing cancelled, so fine.
That's quite the messy fight.
There's no shrine, is he dead? Probably not. No.
No. Oh, no, he's actually dead.
Wow.
He's actually dead.
Wow.
Poison Sting. Quite a good spell.
Can you not deny through Poison Sting? I think Roger was trying, but they couldn't.
In my mind, I thought that he had an Hurricane Pike, but he just only has the Dragon Lance, so I was just like, oh, the Ring of Hell is just going to keep him alive. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, no, he doesn't have one. Whoops. And now it's time for 1020 to get the Roche, while the Weaver's down and they can hardly contest.
I'm a big, just a side note, I'm a big fan of Hurricane Pike on these kind of heroes. Especially if you don't have a Lincoln Sphere on Weaver. Like, you just don't have the region to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just really nice to, even if you don't want to build the Hurricane Pike first, you just like get the casual Ring of Hell just for laning and just keep it around until you eventually get the Lincolns if you need to, or get your Pike.
Well, just get that one, so as a result he does end up dying. They also give up a Roshan, so just like last game, 10-20, they find themselves a footing back in this game. They're still behind, but they have a great opportunity now to turn this into more, but you have to make sure to keep these lanes pushed out. Bottom lane.
Absolutely. Well, eventually you might see a Shallow Shaman with the travel that just comes out of nowhere. Drop double set of plague. I keep saying Plague Ward, Jesus. Serpent Wards.
It's the same
And
thing,
just,
really.
yeah, we all understand what I mean. All good.
But I mean, Boots of Travel might still be a little bit away, but
Yeah.
the refresher isn't. You just got enough money for it. Just has to
The
have
way
it
it's
flown
playing
out.
is like definitely not off the table. This game.
Got
It's
some
not like
success.
the star support. No, it's basically a core for their
Yeah.
lineup.
Been super greedy this entire game, and 10-20, they haven't really been able to
Spam
punch it.
actually reveals the presence of the centaur in these trees.
Keeping out. Going on top here, the tornado will actually connect on Insidious C. Follow up from Velo, ready. Oh, you used the blink, but he will still get stun off with the extra movement speed.
And that's a dead Bambi.
Rip. Well, rather Bambi than Bambo as far as GeekFam is concerned, I suppose.
Aha! Rim
What?
shot.
He's living a very dangerous life. Revealing himself down here. Into the blink TP.
Some people just love danger.
Oh, where do you go from here? Poker, way on top of the net worth chart, but Fixers, Honest Troll Warlords, like, they still have Aegis, they still have a decent farm on him. They have in the BKB, complete BKB flying out, so is this the power spike that they're looking for?
Absolutely. Like, they need to deal with Invoker first thing every fight. The initiation needs to be found on him, and follow up from the Troll Warrior that's just blown up before he can be too much of a problem. But at the same time, you need to do that, and you need to keep lanes push, or else they're just going to get split push to death. But with the Aegis and the BKB, and even the chase on Troll Warrior, like now's the
Echo Slam
time
at
to
the bottom.
actually get shit done. Oh,
Duty was just waiting for that.
and
No
shit done
compromises.
they did.
That's a lot of hate though towards Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, he's at 3 position now.
Duty. This is away, no detection here on Velo. Runes strike? Where was the Sunstrike? I was just trying to fish.
Trying to find a hero that could possibly be there.
And 20, kind of using this time to try and deal with these lanes and farm up. It's one of the reasons, of course, why they minute so heavily on the Shadow Shaman, because Bambo has been one giant pain in the behind, at least. Now they have a bit of space to finish up this top tier 2 at the very least. That Aegis.
They should be able to get it if they play the cards correctly. As I'm saying, like, Earthshaker needs to be present and he needs to be ready for the counter initiate every fight. Because most of the time you see the Centaur just jump in, get off the stun, get out, and Earthshaker didn't even react to that. He's the only person that can really do something about it. Oh! Rolls a swing and a miss.
T2 is down, bottom lane is being pushed in, Bambo made his way over here, as you would imagine, so this is kind of situation that they've been looking for this entire game. Try and dodge the big team fight when you can. Get objectives. Once 8 rotates out, and Bambo will show himself, get rid of the creeps, push forward, and if they let him, he will be able to stop these 2 sets of wards.
It's going to be found. He doesn't even have a TP actually. he if he moves, that Plague Ward sees him, he's going to die.
That was so close. He was
Bling
a step
dagger
over
disabled,
there.
no TP.
Yeah. He was so close. He was right on the edge of the vision of that Plague Ward, but yeah, it's ultimately not enough. And now
Was so close for him to get screwed. I was going to be able to leave. But it's such a big waste of his time.
it just expired. 10-20, it looks like they want to focus on this bottom lane here. They know that that's the lane that Sexy Bambo
Did you
was
just see him?
in.
Yeah. Did just saw Bambo.
Big not cancelled.
Oh, so close. I
So
haven't exactly seen the TP, so they keep spamming the wards in case it's still there.
then again, it's not just the not just a Shadow Shaman. If it was just a Shadow Shaman, maybe it's something that they can handle, but look at the top lane.
Invoker is doing the exact same thing on the other side of the map.
They can't follow through on this push bottom because Fixes had to be back to deal with that. So much time that GeekFam is buying themselves to just wait for the exact team fight that they want. Not the one that
I feel like
10-20
we just need to commit to something at this point. Just need to try something. Like, let's gather, let's do something. Because right now they're just getting bled out to death. They're waiting for the perfect. They're waiting for perfection, and it's not happening because of the split push. Always need to have a core back to defend from either the Invoker or the Shadow Shaman. So, like, you just need to take a swing, try something. Go for a smoke play, place aggressive wards. Just try it.
I would actually like to see maybe either that or just them start to build into some earlier boots of travels to try and deal with that. Walk up to a lane, just push that one out, then boots of travel to the rest of your team, then find more of these exact kind of situations without necessarily having to give up tier 3 tower damage.
Yeah, absolutely. And Troll War is actually pretty close to his Skadi right now, which is going to allow him to just stick on his targets. Making him a really big threat. Basically, if he jumps Invoker, it's pretty much over. It's going to murder him. Unless the GeekFam is close and ready to deal with him. But if he passes BKB, like, what can happen? Not much. Shadow Shaman becomes useless, Centaur becomes useless. It's basically just like, can Weaver right-click the Troll Warlord before he murders Invoker? It's not exactly what you want for a deal.
He does have the Desolator to help with that, but there's a lot of armor on Troll Warlord, so it'll barely make a dent.
Yeah,
Especially
and he
once
has
the
a cheese
Skadi's
as
up.
well, so...
Yeah. Weaver's not gonna be enough, especially with this kind of itemization. Maybe if you go for like a crit to a Bloodthorn. But instead he's going for that real cost-efficient damage item in Diffusal Blade. But of course this also is not exactly good against BK. So they're just relying on their ability to try and kite him around when he pop that BK.
Diffusal doesn't exactly have a secondary aspect this game in terms of like purging certain buffs and things like that. It's really just for the slow and the cost-effective damage.
Look at this. Planting down the wards. Setting up. Getting that intelligence. Just playing this split push game to its end. Or at least the other two lanes are pushed out, but by the time that 10-20's got the top lane pushed out, mid and bottom are gonna be across the river again.
10-20 have to be so frustrated right now. And like they're not exploring the side lane wards that they can have to actually spot people hiding the trees. This is the kind of vision that they actually need this game. You find a pickoff on the Shadow Shaman, he's dead for a really long time, and then you just group up and try to push down lane and get shit happening. So it might have been worth it for them to actually have these wards instead of just more classic defensive ones.
What is Raji doing?
It's oh no, maybe he thinks that there's a gem in the fountain. Oh, he has a gem.
What the hell?
Is he going to just sit here, wait for people to die, wait for them to respawn, and then interrupt TP with Boulder Smash? I don't know.
That would be hilarious, but right now I think they figured out the 10-20
play.
Yeah. Not sure if they figured out the 10-20s in the Roche pit. Might have an idea, but
even if they figured out, it's way too late right now.
yeah.
If they feel pressure, they're just going to commit the rest of all they have to kill the Roche quickly.
Definitely not entirely sure Elsa would be committing hard on this bottom lane though. They could be at a tier 3 by now if they knew that 10-20 wasn't Roche pit at that time, but now it's too late, but they might still go for it here. TP's starting to come through. 1 set of wards, 2 sets of wards. That is so much damage. Now the Blink Stomp on the TP. They're gonna take care of Enchanters straight up at that, but there's the rock being dropped on top of the really good Fatal Bonds. Now Echo Slam in the back. Fall up there from A. They're doing damage. Invoker's down first. Sionex keeping himself alive with that time. That's but the damage is being done by the wards. It's a full set of Rex being taken care of.
That is the power of the Shallow Shaman. All you have to do is drop the 2 sets of wards and keep the enemy team busy. And oh, they actually find a pick-off on the Weaver right there. That's actually a really good play by the Earthshaker.
Really able to keep up. He did have Gem of his own.
Yeah, when you have a Shallow Shaman like that, all you have to do is drop 2 sets of wards, and then you keep the enemy team busy. You just fight, you don't overcommit, you just try to keep it alive, to keep them busy, so they don't have the time to actually deal with these big wards. And then, if you, like, stall for 20 seconds, well, these big wards, they just get a complete set of Raxes for free.
Objective-based gaming, ladies and gentlemen, this is what it looks like. The first time, really, I think, that we saw the really big combo from 10-20 make an appearance. Like a 3-man Fatal Bonds, a rock being dropped, the Echo Slam in the back. As good as it gets, but ultimately not enough to keep the racks safe. And yeah,
we're still not getting enough done. For team, they have Aegis, they have 2 cheeses. Their Weaver's dead, you cannot buy back. Just... they're playing the way too careful and it's costing them this game.
Fixes, he's like 3-4 lives at this point. There's Aegis, Cheese, and I guess Buyback Boots of Travel's not quite there just yet.
3 lives, you cannot really use Cheese twice. If you can... well, most of the times you cannot, in very extended fights maybe, but that's not exactly what we're saying.
Actually, 40-second cooldowns worth remembering. It's not something that we generally talk about, because you don't often have 2 cheeses on the same person. But
sometimes you have up games where someone's like, "Oh, I have 3 cheeses. I'm just invincible," and then the each one is like, "Oh shit, wait."
Yeah.
And then they die.
We just sold the cheeses. 1500 gold.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Bela might actually be called out. Oh god. Might have actually been called out here, but does his spidey senses were tingling. He does get the blink and the ult out, but not far enough away. He'll still be. Not sure that was what he was looking for. Forced off to the high ground.
He actually could have TP'd there, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
If
he had a TP scroll, he could have TP'd for sure.
No, he had one. Oh, he didn't? Oh, no, whoa. I didn't click the right person. Whoops. I was wondering why he was
yes. Always carry a TP scroll.
Yeah. Especially if you're doing some split push funny business.
He was for it. I'm not sure if anyone was arranged to cancel it, even if he did TP out, but Goody. Big kill and Sion here just need a bit of extra help, and that's coming in the form of the Venomods and the BKB.
Come on, Weaver, just need to keep them busy. Chase the Weaver, keep chasing the Weaver. Ignore the Shallow Shaman split pushing.
Don't pay attention to the man behind the trees. He's back. One actually being cancelled, I believe. Yeah. Fixes BKB TP. I believe the Enchantress TP was cancelled, so this might be that Bambi once again. Does have the Hurricane Pike though, so it'll work. Gotta roll the blinks. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Right clicks. There we go.
Always feels so cathartic to see an Enchantress that is completely doomed, but it takes forever for her to die just because of the attack speed slow of the Untouchable.
Look at A. He's so done with this. So done with Sexy
Yeah,
Bamba.
they are extremely frustrated with the current game plan.
Oh, okay, he runs into them now. TP out, bad lobby.
And the Courier's... Courier Vision MVP.
Good thing is we laid Rex down. Sexy Bambo, like he can just sit behind where Rogi was sitting earlier and just wait for the creeps to go bottom, and then just backdoor it with the with that backdoor protection being disabled. So I think that was what he was hoping for as well.
Dire's middle tower has
Do we need to... Oh, it just fell. Yeah, the mid tower was actually a thing that was stopping the Shell Shaman from actually pushing from the opposite side, the side they got the Raxus from, and just going mid with his blink. But now that that tower is gone, you can actually go for that way. Are you ready for even more frustrating split push from both lanes?
Well, I have no other choice but to be. And 20 is in the same position, really. But now,
At this
finally,
point-
maybe they can make something happen. 2 lanes pushing in. Bottom lane, though, well, Onyx is there in Velo. No Shadow Shaman. He's actually still dead, of course. Maybe something can happen here. No Aegis, though. Only Jesus. You know, EMP. Gonna land. That is Troll Warlock shipping away at tier 3. It's taking a while though.
Yeah, he doesn't exactly have the most damage right now. Mostly defensive items. Don't really call Sanjin Yasha an extremely amazing offensive item.
Other side of the map. Bambo. They just find him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Got an amulet even. They have a gem of course, so we're doing anything. But 2D.
When you're in a situation like that, you just try anything.
Yeah. 2D, he was on Bambo duty at that point. He was tracking him down. Just they were
know-
expecting these kind of plays.
If I were playing this stupid game, and I was like Warlock or Enchantress, I'd just buy a Queen Blade and I'd start cutting all the side lane trees.
No way to
Just
hide.
like create access paths, so it's much more easier to actually get proper vision on the targets you're trying to chase down, actually kill them.
What if there was a creep that could cut trees? Would have been great for the Enchantress.
The Black Dragon technically can, with his kind of macro power thing.
Radiant's middle tower
And then only enchanted at level 25, and that's still far
Yeah.
off. They do get on tier 3 though while this was happening. And now the Echo Slam in the back here on top of the rock! This is a great fight here, but Sionix does get the timers off, so a lot of the damage being taken care of right off the bat. Now Tihi, Tornado EMP, and a couple of heroes. Vix is in the middle of that. He does have the cheese. Will lead it now to try and turn it around, but he does get controlled up. Doesn't have his BKB at the ready. It's on cooldown, so much damage in the magical form will bring him down after the first chase. Golem and the Plague Walls are still working away at the melee racks, but fights are still happening. Roger will fall. Control up on the Warlock here. Velo trying to bring him down while he is another 1v1. Onyx just die in the backlines to, I don't know what, ace. Damage over time, I guess. And now Tihi, well, he'll have some time to deal with this Warlock Golem, keeping the melee racks alive.
This is
Just
quite
barely,
good
but
for-
it is alive. So they only lose to tier 3 in the end. What a fight.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
It's still 10-20.
Oh, oh,
Never mind. The big ol' enchant totem hit.
oh! It doesn't have detection.
Duty. Is he gonna get this
Going
kill
to-
now?
Oh no,
surely
he
not.
can't.
He's too tanky. If he had a crit stick, that would have been amazing if he landed that.
Yeah. Too bad he doesn't have the crit.
under attack.
But yeah, like the initiation from the Itchicare was pretty good. It was basically what 1020 needed. The only problem is that it was too little follow-up, too little too late, and the initiation was almost right next to a shrine. So people just shrined up, and 1020 heroes just needed to back off. We couldn't exactly commit. So a lot of damage went to complete waste.
That a big heat charge. It was the 8-second charge. Yes, the TP to the lane, or TP to the base. Now all 3 lanes are being pushed in. Shaman keeping to the closest target here as the fight goes on. And that's a dieback actually on the Earthshaker. No Echo Slam for another 100 seconds. It's such a big deal here. He almost dies to the impetus, but not quite enough damage without an axe. Still alive, and he's still going for the plays. Tornado EMP just trying to create chaos here for the middle lane. Sexy Bambo. Oh.
He doesn't have the mana
That
for the
is.
second take ward.
He has it now. He's popping it top here. That's the other way to do it. Getting rid of the 1-set though. The glyph will keep the top tier 3 alive. Well, not quite, is it?
Both casts were pretty ineffective.
BKB and Sionix, look at him. He's not the time is available. Almost bring down a mirror rat. Reality, dude. This game, like.
This is very entertaining. But I feel like 1020 are like the most frustrated players right now.
How do you deal with this? Like, I've been in situations like this when we were playing, and it's like.
You need to start next leveling Geek Squad. GeekFam. Whoops.
What fam? Fam squad.
You need to start placing like next level wards, starting cutting trees, and just like preventing the split push from happening.
Dodgy with the axe. Turning his cities into stone, dragging him into Sionix. Double force up. Trying to keep him away, but now the slow T with follow-up control. Sionix just transferring his focus over to A, who doesn't have an ultimate to work with here, so no real danger to try and prevent the death on the Enchantress, and now Sionix might have the burst for A. He's a pretty tanky snake at this point, but what damage do they have now? Nothing against the BKB, so Sionix will just be able to finish that one off. They get the hiccups, yes. Turning into the end, but the Echo Slam will connect on Sionix, and they will get that kill. Great start, but Velo next one lives with that. With the Heart of the Rust for Thumb Patrol Warlord. Tanky in its own right.
Should be fine with the almost 4-second stun from the Yahoo Stump.
That is. Good fissure into the bashes. He did go for the extra stomp, didn't he? Yeah, instead of the return aura. Oh man. If he forced us into the pit and got denied by Roshan, that would have been amazing.
It's so difficult to get denied by Roshan as a Centaur though.
Yeah.
Level 25 Centaur.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, well, another tier 3 is going to follow the last one. I fear for his life though. He cannot blink at all because he's been galed.
And TP.
Nice. See, like, if only 1020 had a hero with an ability to cut trees efficiently, they wouldn't have been in that pole right now.
Can't really fault them for it though, it's not exactly a common thing to think about in the draft, yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a thing. Alright, what's the lineup missing? We can't cut trees, alright. Big Timbersaw.
At this point,
there's
like,
a Doom on the other
line of
team.
trees, it must go.
Wards are just not cutting it. And yeah, next time like GeekFam's in the base and Sexy Bambo is around, you drop 2 sets of water on top racks, it's not a full set down essentially. As a team fight accompanying.
You just need 1 lane push, and he actually has like the most mobile items you can get. Shadow Blade, 4 Staff, Blink Dagger. You just need the moment to drop the play ward. Serpent wards. One day I'll get it right.
You probably won't, but hey. Tornado EMP, trying to come through here, fixes 4 stuff out of pit. Roshan, still very much alive and kicking. Now, Tootie. That's done. He does have the Echo Slam to work with here, but now Sionix is getting a drop on him. Force that down away from him. Back into the Roche pit they go. Another Tornado. That is the Tornado cooldown talent, yeah, big fan. Now there it is. The BKB comes out over the bashes like this. Yonix does get the ultimate off. Now the stun. No, 3 people follow up from Velo.
Oh.
The combos are real. Now Teehee with the tornado. EMP. BKBs come out to prevent that sort of damage. He fixes himself very much alive and kicking. And he does almost get Yonix. Where the hell is he at now? Well, he'll take out the damage over time. 1020 still all alive. Tootie with the control on the Invoker. Echo Slam being dropped. So is the Warlock Golem here. They finish off the big guy. Another stun from Velo to try and turn this into some more trades here. And well, I won't get that. They do finish up the Troll Warlock. Sexy Bambo dropping out a set of Serpent Wards just for that. It's a 4 for 1 trade. Buybacks will have to be forced out here.
Definitely. Those could be an easy 2 sets of axes.
How? Okay, how is this even possible? After a 3-man Earth Spirit Stone, a 3-man follow-up Stomp, and a Tornado. How is 1020 not dead? Okay, top lane, holy shit, that is.
This is the most...
Shackles make sure the freaking walls keep right-clicking in. Well, the glyph is available, so they should be able to take care of that and hold on to this.
It's doing exactly what he needed to do. Just keep them busy. Plague Wards are going to do the work.
Yeah.
Serpent Wards.
They'd force out 1 buyback on the Invoker at the very least. This is so hard to deal with. It's not getting any easier.
Nope,
It's
it's only getting worse.
The
Soon
troubles
you'll
on
have
3
with trouble.
heroes. You have 3 heroes, all 3 cores with Boots of Travel. Not enough to keep your Rex alive.
Gold for me.
Roshan is still up. One actually didn't fall. He is being kept track of by this Plague Ward. Hehe.
Indeed.
Oh, well, GeekFam is not committing for it. Walker from 1020. This could turn into something if they can get Invoker. Maybe they can just carry this all the way to...
Don't have the troll just yet, though.
Making his way through. Inside the pit. Ah, Tootie. Gotta start these things off with the Echo Slam. Instant cast, and now he's in a bit of trouble. Pops the BKB. Sunstrike comes through. Will miss actually now. A with the ultimate on top of the Weaver. The bashes. The control is there. I get a lag spike here. Oh. And Weaver still being kept alive at 1020. All pretty damn healthy apart from Tootie, who has used the Echo Slam now. Sorry for this lag spike. That tornado actually cancels 2 teleports here. Meanwhile up top, something's happening. Yeah, there is.
Yep.
Freaking damn it, Bambo. I can look behind myself. Meanwhile, the fight goes on here. Rocks being dropped. They find the Earthshackers. They did finish up Shadow Shaman up top. He still has some fresh available, so he might come back into the fight here. No Warlock. He still has his going fixes. Very healthy indeed. And now the BKB. No bash.
Lambo is gone with a mission.
God, no,
he still
please.
has 1 set of Master Print Word left.
Yonix, he tried to go for it himself. He does get ticked out before
He did it.
Commits the time lapse. So it is actually Bambo
there's
finished
Mega
off the
Creeps.
Rex.
And he actually gets away with it, wow.
Fucking damn it. Ah. 1020. At this point, you just YOLO it. Kinda have to, if there's no way to deal with Megas.
What do? You start buying Maelstrom, Mjolnir on Trollora, then Enchantress, Warlock.
Yeah. And have to, but there's no way they can sustain it, definitely.
They're going to get overwhelmed very soon. They just don't have heroes that wave clear.
There's no backdoor. There is backdoor. Okay, just kick back in. The new creep F coming in a little bit, but hey, guess what Sexy Bambo is doing? Intercepting it.
Yep.
Possibly hard. Now they're gonna try go for the kill. Invoker doesn't have buyback, mind you, and he's being turned into stone though. Rochi with the plays, trying to keep him alive. 4 heroes around him. So much space. He manages to make it back into his own fountain. Buybacks forced out galore, and 1020 also forced out of the Radiant base. Meanwhile, Sexy Bambo is just creating chaos. Hootie trying to track him down up here. Controlled up, and now help coming through in the form of the Invoker, but also in the form of fixes. Coming through the slow, the fissure on the wrong side here. No blink capabilities for fixes, but We'll need to if 2D has to follow up. So invoke it down now for the count now. 110 seconds on the sidelines. Oh, they get the hacks off here onto the Weaver. Do they have to follow up? No. Be able to shoot Coochie on out of there. But done onto fixes here. If they can get this kill, this would be big. If he has buyback here, pops to BKB, tries to just walk away. Will be able to. The rest of his team, of course, already had to go back to base to deal with these mega creeps that already took a freaking tier 4 while all of this was happening. And now, GeekFam, all the space in the world to finish up this rotation.
It's really just a shame that the Trollwarrior couldn't get the bash on the Weaver, because like that could have straight up been game. Invoker dead, no buyback. Weaver dead, no buyback. All you need to do is like keep someone to deal with Shadow Shaman that's going to try to base race you, but you just siege and you hit the buildings with Trollwarrior, Enchantress, and company, and just finish the game.
Bambo. Speaking of him, look where he's at.
He's waiting.
20 seconds on the refresher orb. Oh no, if this is the way the game ends, I'm gonna lose it, I tell you what. Creeps inside the base, there's literally no way to really keep the backdoor region up at this point.
No, it's super difficult.
Do it.
He could totally go for it.
Do it now. I think what's to wait for the rest of his team to engage them into.
Probably. Like right now.
Phoenix down bottom.
They cannot stop that tier 4 from falling. It's just straight up impossible.
What have we here?
Those stairs actually making its way in too.
Now's the time to go.
I'm afraid to move my camera away from Bambo at this point.
No. I'm keeping an eye on him.
Alright, Earthspirit. He'll be taken out. Jonas is in that general area.
Oh, Bambo.
Earthspirit out. There he is. 1, 2. Mass TP's back though. Now, well. Fight goes out. Bambo dies immediately. The Watts is still going here, but BKB fixes right in the middle of that. But the Ancient. Will it fall? Yeah, actually, it's having a hard time actually clearing through these. The Glyph will come through, try and help out. Velo trying to take care of some of these heroes, but they have to take care of the Watts. Takes so freaking long.
They're doing it. They just
Buyback forced out. Velo, super low, is just hitting the Ancient at this point, and yeah, this is the way the game ends. Right clicks are there. Control factors. Will they be able to finish him? Yes, barely in time, but the last right click from Sionix. I think I saw that Desolator hit from the Weaver. What a game.
But in the end, he just didn't have enough control.
I am so done. I am so freaking done after this game. 32 to 39, 1 hour. And GeekFam
They have
with
to
the
be
committal.
so frustrated.
And if it wasn't for this double Serpent Wards right on top of the Ancient, Fixes would have been able to fight. Instead, he would have been able to fight. He was trying to hold his own, trying to keep them away, but it was enough. Just keeping them away from actually engaging into GeekFam meant that the rest of them were able to stay alive and play around.
Shadow Shaman Pig's definitely the hero of this game. The hero that the entire game revolved around. If they had another support, like 1020 would have just taken things slow the way they did. It would have just become stronger. It was just took the fights on their own terms. But the split push just prevented them from doing anything. Their hands were tied the entire game.
Alright. I'll need a breather after this one. This concludes this series. Best of 3. Took 2.5 hours. 2 games. GeekFam. With that, they're actually tied with Mongols as well as RRQ for the 2nd place. That is a passing place. So I'll try and find out what that means, if there's any sort of tiebreakers. So head results are gonna have to look into that. I'll keep you up to date though. We will have one more game coming up though in half an hour. That's gonna be Mineski versus 1020. So not only do they have to endure an hour-long game that's so frustrating, they also have to play against a team that's sitting high and mighty on the top of the charts and clearing every other team so far in this particular turn, in the group stage anyway. Alright, we're gonna take a break. Karalty, thank you very much for joining for this one.
It was my pleasure.